Anybody want to share their thoughts or any experiences? Maybe the new participants. I hope I'm not boring anybody. Like if I'm able to connect with the people, like if they want, they can share their thoughts. All right. I
Yeah,
think okay.
recording
All
is
right.
started.
All right. All right. So I'll go ahead. So as I've already given my introduction, myself Ashish, and I've been working as a coach in the Unlimited Potential Inside community, and I'm also an IT consultant. So today I'll speak on a very sensitive topic, which is basically impacting our life day and night, and we all witness these things almost on the daily basis. So can you guys guess what I am talking about? Any random guess? You all witness that on the daily basis. You all go through that, and it triggers a fear, a high alert in your brain. What is that one thing?
Emotions.
Great attempt, Sanjeev. Anybody else? It creates a great trigger in your mind, and it takes your mind to the high alert. As soon as you become aware about it, something is gonna happen. What is that
Subconscious
one
mind.
thing? Sorry.
Subconscious mind.
Okay. All right. So it's change. I'm talking about change, right? So if you remember the last, from last 2 years, we all are witnessing the changes. It's happening almost every 3 months. The moment we come to know, okay, some new variant is coming into the market, our mind, it gets on a high alert mode. Oh man, what is going to happen next? Don't it happen with you?
Yep. Change is
Right?
always
Or
difficult.
maybe, yeah, always, yeah. That's true, Sanjeev. And whenever we witness that change, it creates a curiosity as well as it creates an uncertainty also in our mind. And you go through a, a drastic change in your emotions as well, because you were quite stable from last 6 months or 3 months or maybe from last 5 years in your life. But as soon as you witness some drastic changes happening, maybe it could be the external change, like this COVID happened, but it somewhere impacted your life, right? So as soon as we witness any change, why does it creates that high alert in our brain? Any idea? Any thoughts on that?
Because I think our mind is like trained with our old programming, right? We can't think in a new way.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The
Yes,
old
Sanjay.
habits, which is not willing to change, to take the new changes. So
Awesome.
Because bring a lot of uncertainty about the future.
Awesome. All right. Great thoughts everybody shared, Sanjeev, Sindhu, Alok. So the definition of change is like that. It's an act or a process through which something becomes different. So the change has its own cycle. You can hop through change, you can step through change, or you can jump through change. I think most of us come from the IT background. Whenever you are being asked to learn some new technology, don't you think it created some emotions in your mind, or you thought, oh man, now I have to learn this thing also at the experience level of 10 years or 12 years? Or if you are willing to do a drastic change in your job as well, let's say you are well settled in your company and in a big organization, in a big MNC, and you are trying to join a setup, sorry, not a setup, a startup company. Doesn't it create an emotional trigger in your mind? What will happen now? Doesn't it create that uncertainty? Doesn't it create that high alert in your mind? It happens with all of us, right? Because it's a human tendency. Our mind doesn't accept the change right away. Now, the changes can occur due to various other factors. It could be sometimes due to external factors as well, like this COVID thing happened, or some professional changes or some career changes are going on. Whenever that change comes to our life, we try to resist it, but somehow you have to forcefully accept that change. Let's say Your company gets acquired. Now you will be driven with the new policies. It's an uncertainty. What is going to happen? You never know. It could be good, it could be bad for you. But that is, you will be becoming aware about it after 1.5 years or 2 years when the policies will be enforced in the company level. The other change is like the internal change. And that is a very slow change. It cannot happen forcefully, that internal change. Most of us witness the external changes, but we also witness that internal changes which keeps on happening in our life, within us. It could be with our belief system, it could be with our own worth, or it could be with our own mindset. But it's a slow process. And that's where it takes a lot of time to accept that internal change, to lead through change, to influence through change. So I just want to ask all of you one question, like, what are those best strategies which you think that you have applied at some point of time in your life, or what do you think that that could be applied to influence through a change, to lead through a change? Any thoughts?
I think there's only one thing, like, which is action. So action only cure fears.
Awesome, Alok. Anybody else?
For me, reading the good book, probably you are able to see the situations and slowly you can able to change yourself, Ashish.
Awesome. That's a great point. Reading the books. Awesome, Alok. Awesome, Sindhu. Yeah, I think
Visualization can also help you speed up the change, right, within you. So in subconscious mind, if you can start visualizing the change that you are expecting in you, it will help you speed up the process of that change that you're looking for.
awesome. Great thoughts, Sanjeev and Sindhu and Alok. So always there will be some strategy to accept that internal change, right? It will not happen right away. It will take its own time. So now you have two choices. Either you react to that change or you respond to that change. Sometimes we react too much to that change and we get into that emotional dilemma that I don't know what is going to happen with me, my financial condition, my family situation. A lot of things keeps on coming into mind, and it creates a lot of clutter around that in our mind. So the best thing which we can do is to respond to that change. And when you respond to that change, you can always take into account that reflection, that how will you be going to accept that change, or what you have gone through earlier in your past life to accept similar kind of changes. So this is which has worked for me as well, this reflection thing. Whenever I have been gone through in change, some drastic changes in my life, in my career, and in my personal life as well. So I hope I added some value to all of you. Thank you.
Awesome, Ashish. Very nice.
Awesome, Ashish.
Great speech.
All right. So I think we can take the speakers now, the next speeches. And
Sir, I think we can take some comments, Ashish, on change.
Okay.
That was a great speech. So maybe if somebody has to share anything in 2-3 lines, we can take that.
yeah, maybe from the new people, Raj, Rachna, or Permiss. It was relevant enough to connect with you.
Hi, Ashish, Permiss here.
Hey, Permiss, please go ahead.
Yeah, the first time, this is my first session. Actually, really, I was impressed. Your speech is really good. And whatever you told about the change, it was a really extremely good one. It's a nice thoughts and a exceptional one. Thank you for that. You are really spoken awesome.
Thank you, Permiss, and we are also looking for your active participation also in coming weeks. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
sure.
Permiss. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. Raj, you want to share any thoughts?
Hi, Ashish. Yes. I'm also a new member here. This is my first day. I would like to add one point here. See, when it comes to a change, thinking about the positive outcome, that we get from the change, that will help us to cope up with the future obstacles. So that's what I wanted to add actually.
Great point, Raj. Thank you, Raj, for sharing and for the participation. Thank you. Anybody else wants to share any thoughts?
Yeah, I would like to share.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, so as Vijay sir always mentioned, right? Like comfort zone is like a slow poison. So it happens like when we are in a comfort zone since long time, so we are very skeptic about any change or any situations. So because of that, I think it happened, and it's really great speech, Ashish. Thanks.
Thank you, Alok, and thanks for sharing your thoughts. Awesome. All right, so we have the next speaker as Ravi. So Ravi, are you ready with your speech?
Yeah, Ashish.
All right, sure. So
Okay.
yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ravi. I'm from Bangalore. So I have a 13 years experience in the corporate field as administration. So today I'm speak about this community. So this community, Unlimited Potential Inside and PM, Peak Impact Mentorship. This founder is Vijay Kumar Khandawal. So this community, I'm there past 8 months. So before I'm joining this community, my communication is very poor. I'm not able to speak in front of everyone, and all negative thought only I'm getting. So after joining this community, I'm honestly telling this community people lot of help me, especially I mentioned 3 names, Vinit sir and Vijay sir and my coach is Sindhu. Because that's all that whenever we are talking about, they're giving a motivation wherever we are locking. All these are supporting. They're standing backbone. So under the community people, they refer 5 books. The Magic of Thinking book. What you say when you talk to yourself, Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence the People. So this was referred my coach. This is only one book I'm got a refer, How to Win Friends and Influence the People. All the key point I'm applying my real life. So I learned a lot of thought from the book, how to handle my colleague, how to friendship with my manager. So this kind of all the pointers I'm applying the real time, real life. I got a promoted this year, like from team leader to assistant manager. So I need everyone be part of this community long year. Definitely I'm telling you, people are getting a lot of opportunity and lot of learning from this community. So again, I'm thanks to Vinit sir, my coach Sindhu, giving opportunity this great community. Thank you.
Awesome speech, Ravi.
Over to you, sir.
And the way you shared your own personal experience, like how this community has impacted you, and I think the way you shared your own experiences around that was really awesome. And this is the kind of magical changes which people are seeing after being part of this community. And Sindhu and Vineet has been coaching Ravi since last almost like 1 year. So Sindhu, you want to share any thoughts on that?
Yes, Ashish. Now everyone victim that Ravi is a very good speaker now. So yes, with his hard work and he followed whatever the guidelines which we given, and you know, because of that he got the great result, right? So I'm very happy. The credit goes to our great coach Vinit sir only again. I don't know how to express my feeling now, but I'm very happy in your success, Ravi. So
thanks a lot, Sindhu. Always you supporting wherever I'm blocking. And even I have any doubt is there, I'm reached to Vinit sir also. They're telling you, because so many times they're telling. So I tell it to so many times to Vinit sir, I don't have time. What to do? I am not making some. Ravi, take a time. Within the 2-3 months, if you're not speaking the English communication in your office, you're not growing anywhere. Make it some time. You'll put effort. Definitely one day it is coming. So that day only, last week on Friday came. So I moved to the career level next. Thank you a lot to all the people and Vinit sir and as you and Vijay sir, every thought, all the point we can apply in the real time in life. Lot of changes happening.
Awesome, Ravi.
Awesome, Ravi. Very nice. I think a couple of things I would like to add about Ravi is I think he came to us almost 7-8 months back. I don't know, is it more than that? Probably Ravi 8-9 months back only, right? And one thing I think is a testimony of if you see, there are many speaking clubs wherein people are working on their external communication, how to talk, how to see, how to use your gestures, how to use your hand, and all that, right? So that's good enough. But I think that is always the second phase. The first phase is internally, what is my communication is going on, right? So, and I think I'll be honest, Ravi's internal communication was really bad in the sense he was not confident. He was not confident whether he will be able to leverage, and Sindhu used to motivate him, and he had some financial challenges and all that as well. But I'm so happy to see this again and again. It's never about your external communication. It's never about your English. It's never about your gestures and all that. If that would have been the case, all public speakers would have been the richest people. But that's not the case, right? If you see, most of the richest people are very average communicator. For example, if you see Naval Ravikant, he hardly speaks anything, right? You see Elon Musk, he'll hardly do 1 or 2 tweets. He's not into public speaking and all that. That really helps communicate. But Vijay always focuses on the communication, not on the public speaking. Public speaking, if that is a line that you want to take, of course, there's a good amount of support here, right? But I think Ravi is a great example where he has worked inside himself, increased his confidence, improved his self-talk, what to say when you talk to yourself and all that. And immediately you're seeing that in 5-6 months, I don't think he was able to think that he will get promoted, but now he's very confident that it's just a start. So that's so amazing, right? The kind of transformation we can see. So amazing. Let's give a good round of applause to
Awesome, Ravi.
Thanks to everyone, sir.
Awesome, thanks.
So you last time you said that one story also, Saptake Vada. So that journey only is ongoing as process. So we keep on continually. We have to participate in this community every week on Saturday and Sunday. We have to learn all the thought, not only my thought, because here a lot of people are there. They're sharing their different thought. So we take all the point. So it is helpful to continue our career or personal or professional anything. So we can apply that. It is great community, sir.
Awesome. Very nice.
Awesome. Thank you, Ravi, and thanks, Sindhu, and thanks, Vineet, for sharing your appreciation around Ravi. Thank you, and very rightly said by Sindhu and Vineet, and as well as Ravi, that when you work on your inner belief, right, when you work on your inner self, you always tend to see the results in your career, in your personal life. Everywhere you will start making that impact. Obviously, it will take its own time, and that's where Vineet was telling, like, it took Ravi to almost 7 to 8 months that Vineet was mentioning, and it has not started happening like over the night. So the people who have joined us today, like, don't take this session as just a motivation kind of a thing, because motivation will not last that long. You can only be motivated for maybe 1 day or 1 week or maximum 1 month. Try to get inspired by Ravi's testimony, by Sindhu's testimony, or whosoever are the veterans here. And because if you are always inspired, I think you will always be motivated. That's what we all have learned in last 1.5 to 2 years. Thank you, Vineet. All right. So our next speaker is Alok. Alok, you are ready?
Yeah. Right. So, hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. So this is Alok. I have total 10 years of IT experience and currently settled in Pune. And I am part of this association since last 1 year. So my today's topic is related to the book which Ravi already mentioned, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Right. So friends, there is one question, right? So what is the basic rule for winning success? So is there any guess?
Being patient.
Okay. Anybody else from new member?
Believe ourselves.
Right. Correct. Any other guess? Yes, right. So friends, so as per this book, the rule is the success depends on the support of other people. So friends, so whenever you achieve some success, right? So you need to introspect, means what all the people who is behind your success. But we are not take gratitude towards them, right? So if I'm talking about my journey, right, I joined this community and joined the effective communication workshop. So I was that time I faced challenging to switch the company, right? So because of the mastermind alliance we have in our effective communication workshop, so there is one guy whose name is Sasi. So he has given so many interviews, around 60 interviews. So as Ashish already told, right, we inspired from other. So I inspired from his journey, right? It means how he prepared for interview, how he gives so many interviews, and so how whenever he failed, he learned something and he shared his journey and all. So because of this mastermind alliance, I noted down the points and I improved my CV as well as prepare the to-do list. What is the most important things in my life and how I plan my day, right? So there is one board, right? So I write it down the important things which I need to cover and prioritize the things, and I need to one by one I complete those things. So whenever you mark those particular things, then you get the sense of accomplishment. Yeah, you did these things. So friends, so the next question is how you will get support of other people. So what is your means? What do you think? Because of support of and motivation and inspiration of others, we will achieve the success. But what is the point? Means how you get the support from other people? Any guess?
By being in contact with people who can help, on asking for help.
Correct. Yeah. So yeah, it's correct. But these things are wrapped in a one phrase, which is think right toward people, and they will definitely support you. So what it happens means in our life, we whenever we face any challenges, any situations, we are very responsive. So we are not things in others' point of view, right? So because of that, all these using grudges or all these problems is happening in our life. So there is one example mentioned in this book. There is one salesman. He's not getting good sales. So he make one strategy. So whenever he go to the customer, before that he spent 30 minutes. So in 30 minutes, he write all the possible use case, mind map in his book, right? If I communicate in this way, then what will be the result, and what will be the answer from that other person? So he spent 30 minutes to analyze and to respond, not react. So the main thing is we need to analyze whenever any high level meeting or we need to spend at least 30 minutes to like collect all our thoughts, so that we can means whenever we speak only the concise manner and the to the point. So friends, so it's all about me. So I hope I added some value. So there are some few takeaways. The main thing is practice liking people until you learn to do this genuinely. Second thing is don't be egoistic. Guard against the impression that you know all. And the last but not least, give spiritual strength to people, and they will give you genuine affection and love. And there is one African proverb I would like to end with my speech, that if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together. Thanks all.
Awesome speech, Alok.
Awesome. Very nice.
If we have to go far, we have to go together. Awesome.
Thanks.
Great speech, Alok. And I think since last 1 year, the way Alok has grew up in this community, because I have personally coached Alok, and I think just 10 to 11 months back, his self-talk and his inner belief was totally at a different level. Like he was kind of demotivated because he was facing some challenge in his career, and he was also not able to change the job as well. But now after 1 year now, the kind of inner belief he has got and the kind of confidence he has gained due to this effective communication workshop and being part of this session since last 1 year, again, that all that small efforts has made a compound effect for Alok as well. Great speech, Alok, and thanks for sharing those thoughts.
Thanks, Ashish. Yeah, it's all about because of this community and a mentor like Vijay sir, Vinny sir, and coach like you. So because of all your efforts, it's happened. Thanks.
And I think again I'll pay it back to my coach Vineet and Vijay, who have given this platform to bring us all together here. and so that we all can learn from each other. Thank you.
One more thing I would like to add, right? Like people think that what is the importance of good association, but they never realize, because they think that sometimes they think that this is the waste of time that you are gathering and discussing, but they never realize, because I suggested some of my friends also, but they are very skeptic. So it happens because of human tendency, but the importance of association and mentorship, I think this is the things which is missing in everyone's life nowadays.
Awesome. Great thoughts, Alok, around that coaching and mentoring thing. I think, and the person who experienced it, they can only share what experience they have been going through. And obviously, it takes time to get those changes, to get those big things happening in your life, in your career, in your personal life. And I hope the new people will also be able to see all those magical things in their lives as well at some point of time. Thank you, Alok, for sharing those thoughts. Vinith, you want to share anything, or shall we?
I think great. I could see that when Alok was speaking, it was coming from his heart, and that's the best part, right? So more than words and the pace and pitch and all that. So I could see that it was coming from his heart. The way he is structured, he gave the summary and all that. So amazing, Alok. I can see that anything that comes from you, it becomes part of you, right? And that's the best part. Instead of just trying to read something and all that. So very nice, Alok. I really like the speech and lots of great nuggets. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Vinith. All right. Anybody want to share any thoughts on Alok's speech? Come on, guys. Anybody?
Yes, I just want to add one point.
Sure, Sindhu.
We used to tell in our community to make a to-do list. Today is a live demo. Alok showed his to-do list. Very good, Ashish. Great going. Yeah.
All right. So even the impact of community is so much in our personal life as well, that yesterday my daughter came to me and she told that, Papa, I'm not able to do the dance practice. And see, the whatever things we are doing, we start uttering those things as well to our kids also. And I just told her that, okay, you also start making your to-do list from today itself, so that you can also keep track of your activities. And she immediately brought her whiteboard and she started writing on that. I have to do dance practice at least half an hour every day. So these are the small things which I think which sometimes we don't give importance. We don't give that much leverage. But in the long term, when you see those things, when your kids are adapting those things, then it is becoming their part of habit. Then obviously you will start seeing the big things as well in your life. Awesome. All right. So our next speaker is none other than Sindhu.
Thank you, Ashish. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Sindhu. I'm from Bangalore. Yes, today I'm going to talk about the great topics mastermind. Since I'm part of this 2X program, where we and lots of people getting benefit from Vijay sir, let me elaborate in a bit more, guys. The mastermind means that coordination of knowledge and efforts of 2 or more people who works together define the purpose. That means they comes together in a mastermind for all the sorts of reasons. It's in business growth, personal growth, emotional support, motivation, lot more. A mastermind go far behind in the networking, the required commitment and a desire to learn, grow, support to other, receive support from other people too. Being a part of this mastermind, group, we are getting a lot of benefit, as I mentioned earlier. Just want to understand, because I just want to give few points to be, elaborate what actually it is mastermind says about. Number 1, the professional support. The group can help you to develop in your business skill, give you insight and feedback about in your project and ideas. If you require or stimulate, you can think and do anything and you have not considered before. In that mean, the people can support like hell. You can get a support from, you cannot imagine. So point number 2, emotional support. Always you can share your ideas, dreams, victories. No need to get fear, nervous. You can share in your thoughts because entire team is supporting you guys. Number 3, clarity. Knowing where you are and where you want to be important, right? Knowing how you are going to get there is absolutely critical. It can be different between the success and failure. The mastermind group can help you to, offering the fresh perspective, pointing out in your blind spot, reminding you on in your priorities. Number 4, focus. Very tough, right? Most business owners struggle not to because what they know, but because what they don't know. The mastermind group can help you to focus on the task and priorities you need for a success, even when you unaware what they are. And as I said, being a 2x program, the most important point here is we are getting one-to-one coaching from our great coach, Vijay sir. He had that 13 plus years of experience in this coaching field. Think how much benefit you're going to get from him. Not only that, when you're not in this track, is asking the right question in the right time, so you can understand where you're going wrong. Apart from that, yes, we do have the mass 5 books, right? One of the most important book is Think and Grow Rich. The author is Napoleon Hill. He wrote about on the power of mastermind. I'm telling all the new people, please read this book and start read this power of mastermind. Definitely you will get a good result in your life too. So just want to end my speech with a beautiful quote. Alone we can do little. Together we can do so much. So with that, I'm going to end my speech. Over to Ashish. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Great speech.
Sindhu.
Amazing speech.
Great speech, Sindhu.
Great speech.
Thank you, Ashish.
Together we
Thank
can do a
you,
lot of
everyone.
things. Awesome. I really liked that quote, Sindhu. Yeah, I think Sindhu Sindhu had her own challenges in her personal life, and despite of that, the way she has created her own testimony and the kind of impact she has started making in others' lives as well. So I think I think you would be the appropriate person to share about Sindhu's.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think as Ravi, we heard the story of Ravi. I think she's the one who made that possible, and she's supporting so many other people. And so in the interest of time, amazing speech.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome speech, Sindhu, and thanks Vineet for sharing your great stuff on Sindhu. Any thoughts on Sindhu's speech? She mentioned about the books. She mentioned about the great quote. She mentioned about the focus. She mentioned about the to-do list. Any one nugget which you want to share out of Sindhu's speech? Anybody want to share?
Yeah, Ashish, I need to share that Sindhu speeches.
Sure, Ravi.
So she mentioned that to focus. So once we started in the focus, that the result we not get it immediately. So we keep on trying. We get it in a lot of energetic motivations, thought and ideas from community. We keep on trying. Definitely, one day we'll get the success.
Awesome. That's the power of compounding. Awesome. Great thoughts, Ravi. I think when we keep on doing it, at some point of time, it will compound and it will start showing those big things happening in your life. Great thoughts. Anybody else? I think there are a lot of things.
Talks, I'll just share my thoughts. She talks about mastermind, and I think it's so powerful, right? Because there are times in our life, there are ups and downs, right? And where you're down, you actually need somebody to share your emotions, or you need an inspiration, right? And this kind of community gives you a safe environment where you can actually see how others are growing, and share your fears with your coach, with within this community also, right? And that's really helpful to go through that lean phase that you might be in, right? And this is very important. And with mastermind, actually, you can see what are the strategies you can use to get things done, right? How you can improve on a daily basis. So very powerful, actually.
Awesome.
Thanks, Sindhu, for sharing all the good points about this community, this growth club that we have, and the mastermind that we have created. I think this is very, very powerful for a personal growth standpoint.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanjeev. Thank you, Sindhu. Thank you, Sanjeev, for sharing those great thoughts. And I think those words coming from a person who has 25 years of experience in the IT industry, and like Vineet, who has again more than 20 years of experience. I think when we hear to these words, we start thinking, okay, how I can apply in my life at this experience level, right? Thank you. Thank you, Sanjeev. Awesome. Thanks for sharing those thoughts. Okay, so I think we can take the new guests as well. So I think we have 2 new guests. So we can go by, okay, first I think we can take Permiss Introduction. So Permiss, you can just give your introduction, maybe your name and your background, and who introduced you to this community.
Yeah, yes, Ashish. I'm Permiss, basically born and brought up from Tamil Nadu, but settled in Bangalore almost 22 years. So my work experience it is, I'm basically from graphic designer. Almost 20 plus years I have experience in graphic designing. Apart from that, last 5 years I'm working with the capital market. And family background it is, I have 2 kids. My daughter is studying 6th standard and the son is just 3 years old.
Awesome, Permiss. Welcome.
Yeah, this is a major update from my side.
Awesome. And thanks, Permiss. And who has invited you to this session?
Sindhu.
Awesome, Sindhu.
Welcome, Permiss.
Welcome,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, so we can go to now Raj. So yeah, Raj, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to meet you all. My name is Rajesh. I'm from basically from Udupi. I have total 8 years of experience in the finance domain. Currently working in Infosys. I have been introduced by Sindhu. I was looking at her videos in the Facebook, and I saw the a great transformation in terms of communication. So I personally contacted her, and so thanks Sindhu for giving me an opportunity to be part of this community.
You reached the right place.
Yeah, that's all about me.
Thank you, Raj, for your introduction, and welcome to this community, Unlimited Potentialinside, and congratulations to Sindhu as well. Yeah.
So we have Utkarsh. I don't know if he has already joined or it's the first time. I know one Utkarsh. I don't know. Utkarsh, can you hear us? His audio is.
I think his audio, yes. Yeah, I think his audio is not connected.
Okay, no, that's good.
All right. Thank you to all the new people who have joined us for the first time. All right, so we can move ahead to the next speaker, who is again Sanjeev. Over to you.
Thanks, Ashish.
Page is all yours.
All right. How many of you have heard that, guys, I have reached, maybe I have a glass ceiling, right? I cannot grow further.
I have nothing to prove.
Yeah, I'm not good enough. Right?
I'm doomed.
Right? These days I'm hearing it a lot, actually, and well, let me introduce myself. This is Sanjeev here. I live here in Bangalore, and I have over 20 years of IT experience. I've been associated with PIM and UPI for the last 1 year. My passion is high altitude trekking, running, and reading books. Coming back to my question, right? There are times when we actually feel that, we have reached our potential and we cannot grow beyond this point, right? We have this limited belief. This is called good enough principle, where you feel that, you're not good enough, right? There are 2 way of thinking. There are 2 type of people, right? I mean, there are a set of people who will say, okay, I'm good enough. May not be perfect, but yeah, good enough, and I can be better if I work on my skills and things like that, right? And there are people who actually are believing that they are not good enough, and they look for an external validation, right? Unfortunately, this all starts when we are small kids, right? From our home, right? When our parents actually says, you know what, if you clean your room, we'll be proud of you. If you get good grades, we'll love you. We'll give you gifts, right? I mean, today also, I mean, I have said many times to my kids right now that you have to, if you do this, I'll give you chocolate, I'll give you that, right? So we grew up actually believing that, you know, to really be good, you have to get a validation from someone else. And we never know that what is our core identity, what are our core values, right? And we end up be in position in a trap where we always look for an external validation. We always want to be accepted by others. And that's where, you know, you get this limiting belief that I am not good enough. And you try to imitate others. You know, oh, he speaks very well, actually, you know, oh my God, I mean, I wish I can do that, right? And you keep thinking that I'm not good enough, I'm not a good speaker. Look at him, how good he is, right? So that's create a limiting belief, right? It's like that, you know, let's say an elephant which is being tied to a peg, right? And he's been made believe that, you know, he's not strong enough. We all know that he's very strong. He can break free anytime he wants. But he has been conditioned since his childhood that he's not strong enough, and hence he never try. These are called limiting belief. And I think we all actually suffer from this limiting belief of ourselves, right? That we are not good enough. So, my dear friends, stop believing, stop really thinking about whether you're good enough or not. Nobody's perfect in this world, right? Everybody is trying to be better. So once you start from the solid foundation that you are good enough and nobody can really take away that good enough in you, and start, there are things that, you know, you may want to work on, but, you know, you can go and get better from there. So I'll end with this question. What are your limiting beliefs? Are you working on it? Thank you.
Awesome, Sandeep. Amazing.
Superb, sir. Superb.
Yes, guys, who want to share their limiting beliefs and how they are working on it? That's the question that Sanjeev asked. I think it was an amazing speech. It forced us to think like since most of the time we get vulnerable to those negative thoughts. I'm not good enough, and that's the thing which Sanjeev started, like that good enough principle. That I am not good enough. I'm doomed out, and I don't think I'm having any worth, right? So, guys, who want to share their thoughts, takeaways? Did you get this feeling anytime, or you think you are perfect?
Yes, it happens. Like if I'm talking about home front, like so many times, wife says that you are not a good listener. So earlier it was self-limiting belief, but now it's like I'm trying to listen more and speak less. So improving, like in that sense.
Awesome, Alok. Thanks for being so honest, for sharing that. It takes a courage to share those personal things. Yeah. Who, who's next to share their thoughts? Ravi, you want to share? I think Ravi has unmuted. I think there's some issue with Ravi's speaker or something.
Maybe I think I can quickly share. So basically, yeah, I think this is a very common feeling, right? We all get into that self-belief, and that's where I think one of the book that is recommended is what to say when you talk to yourself. And yeah, I think Sanjeev covered that so beautifully with all the amazing examples, the principle of you're not good enough and all that. So amazing, Sanjeev. Very nice.
Great thought, Sandeep. Thanks, Vineet, for sharing those nuggets.
Thanks, Vinay.
Yeah. Anybody else who want to share their thoughts, or we have the superstar of this community, who is my coach also, Mr. Vineet. All right. I think we are done with the speakers, Vineet. So over to you. Thanks all for the great participation. Over to you, Vineet.
Thank you, Ashish. Let's give a good round of applause to Ashish for such a nice hosting.
Awesome. Great job,
Thanks
Ashish.
all for your cooperation and
All the
participation.
speakers and the guests who came here. And since we have to wind up by 5, so I have just 1 minute. And I'll take just 2-3 minutes, not more than that. But yeah, I think that's the beauty of this mastermind club, right? So we got to hear so many different dimensions, different impacts, starting from Ravi, Sindhu, right, Alok, Sanjeev, Ashish, and even Raj shared his thoughts, right? Even couple of more people shared, right? So amazing. I think the idea is not to just leave it here, right? Let's learn from those things. I think the only thing one can do here is create some sparks, right? And so all up to us if we are able to convert that spark into fire, right? Can we take that spark and go back and implement it? I think that's what is needed. I think I remember Ashish gave his example of his daughter of she's just 5 years, right? And at 5 years she's following what Ashish is doing, right? That's so amazing, right? How many of you have kids at your home? Almost everyone will be having, right? Looks like Raj is still unmarried, but mostly, yeah. So right, so I think the most difficult thing for us is to get something done from them that you like. They may not like. She, for example, she doesn't like. My daughter doesn't like cauliflower. It's so difficult to make her eat cauliflower, right? So she like only a couple of things, right? And that was a great example how Ashish set an example, and Pavika was able to. I think that itself is a big achievement. I think even in your job, you can make your reportees do what they don't like because they get salary, but it's difficult to do that with your kids, right? And similar in the similar incidents, I saw that. How many of you like to do meditation, or at least have tried meditation? Anyone who has tried meditation? Sanjeev, Sindhu, Ashish, Alok. Okay. How many of you have heard about intermittent fasting? Sanjeev, I'm sure he is into that fitness. Others, you have not heard about intermittent fasting? Anyone else? No? Okay. So intermittent is anyway, how to explain that? Basically in breaks, right? So it's not continuous. Something which is not continuous, it's intermittent. So it's a fad these days. So if you want to lose your weight, you can actually go. Again, I'm not a health expert or health coach. I just heard about it. That intermittent fasting, there are some side effects, but it's actually a good way. So basically, the way we used to do earlier, right? Monday we used to keep. So some of us used to keep fast, right? In the name of let's say Hanuman. Tuesday was Hanuman, right? Monday was some other god, right? I think Friday was for Shivji, and all that used to happen, right? So that is also one way of intermittent fasting, right? So even though we were doing it, but now since it has a name to it, so now people have started using it, right? Or let's say you're doing not eating for 16 hours for 20 hours, and there is good impact of that. But that is something anyway you can research and go through that. Now I hope you know Naval Kishore. Last time I discussed about Naval Ravikant, right? Anyone remembers about Naval Ravikant? So yeah, hello. Sindhu, okay, Naval Ravikant, Ravi, I'm sure he will remember it, right? So he will also be like him someday because his name is same, right? Ravi. So this guy, Naval Ravikant, he is an investor in Twitter, he's invested in Uber and these kind of companies, at least 200 companies. He's a big name. You've not heard because he's not very there, he's not too much on videos and all that. But people like Elon Musk take his advice. So people pick his tweets and write book on him. So there's a recent book which is a bestseller, and people like Ankur Wariku have recommended. It's called the Almanac of Naval Ravikant. So he actually shared this about meditation. He says that you can actually do this intermittent fasting and make your body fit. So you can avoid sugar, you can avoid all those things and just do some intermittent fasting and you can recover. But how do you do intermittent fasting for your mind? Right? Intermittent fasting for your body is easy, right? So you just don't eat food for some time, don't take sugar and all that. But how do you do intermittent fasting for your mind? Because if you see, what does mind eat? Any thoughts? What is the food of mind? Thoughts, right? Lots of
Books,
thoughts
yeah.
Thoughts, books, anything that we read, anything that we watch and all that, right? So all those you can take it as thoughts, but if there's lots of thoughts, then it can become a distraction, right? So lots of distractions are there in our mind, which is the food. So basically intermittent fasting for mind will be avoiding those distractions, avoiding those thoughts, right? How do you avoid those thoughts? And he says, and Sadhguru also says this, that if you don't like somebody sitting in somebody's company, what does that mean? If you don't like sitting in somebody's company, what does that mean? Let's say I'm sitting with you and Alok doesn't like my company. So what does that mean? I don't, so he doesn't like me, right? So basically he says, if you are not happy in your own company, then what does that mean? Right? So there's a problem, right? So we have to stay with us all the time. If we are not happy with our own self, and that's where he says, I think if you're able to sit with yourself for just 30 minutes without thinking anything, or without, even if you're thinking, that's fine. So intermittent fasting also, sometimes you eat sugar and do all those things, but that's fine. But can you sit for 30 minutes and think about our goals, think about what we want to do, where we are going, are we moving in the right direction? And that's what is intermittent fasting. Does it make sense? Beautifully, right? He explained simple concepts so beautifully. Basically intermittent fasting is trying to sit with yourself, no distraction, and just trying to remove all the thoughts. Again, you can't remove any thoughts from your mind. If you try to remove, even more thoughts will come, right? So the only way is just sit there, just sit for 30 minutes with yourself and think about what you're doing. And so he says it beautifully that we invest too much time on working on execution, but we don't invest time on thinking about those working. So basically planning, setting goals, whether that is aligning with my lifetime goals, whether it is aligning with my next 5 years goal and all that. Right? So one of the things that coming back to my initial point, Pavika, we were discussing Ashish's daughter. So for me also, I think it's always difficult, but since I started doing that, automatically my daughter, she's just 7 years, she started doing meditation. So she sits, so she plays games with her friends, and she will do meditation. Let's play meditation game. And then they sit and do some meditation. Journaling she started. I think as Ashish was saying, to-do list, she started her journaling. And I remember me and Sunanda used to ask her to practice kar le, kuch likh le, kuch practice kar le. She never used to do that. Now she is sitting automatically with her journal. We bought her a good fancy looking journal because she wanted that unicorn looking and a good pen. And so daily now she's doing journaling. She writes a story. She writes what she has done for the whole day on all that. So see, we were trying to push. We wanted to push her to start writing and practice writing and all that. We didn't do that, and good that we didn't do that. And now she got a motivation. She got a path. She got a goal, and she's automatically doing it. Just wanted to cover all these things. I think the beauty of this community, beauty of all the programs that are run here, right? Either it is effective AYP, right? Send your peak, or the coaching, or ECW, and all that. I think somewhere your mindset and everything starts changing gradually, as Ravi told about it, Alok told, and we all talked about it. So I think this association really works. And there are situations where I think association may not work. For example, if you're already at your best level, you think now nothing better can happen to you, then you don't need any association. Then you don't need any such kind of association and the mastermind and all that. But most of us are in work in progress, right? As Sanjeev, I think, started with that question, right? How many of you think that you have kind of you don't need anything, something like that he asked, right? So basically you've already reached there, you're already at the peak, right? And I think people who are there, they don't need it. I don't know if there are people, but there must be some people who think so. But if you think there are some levels that you want to go next, I think that's where this association helps. That's where these programs help. So discuss with your coach, discuss with person who has invited you, and try to understand what else you can do, right? Just being part of this one, of course, be consistent here so that your brand will gradually keep on building. You will motivate so many people. Share what you have shared, the videos that you have created here, the content that you've created here, right? Share that. And on top of it, I think it's so important that discuss with your coach and understand how you can take it to the next level. I think that's where this association is going to make an impact, right? So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. I took another 5-7 minutes, but yeah, any thoughts, guys? Any last line? How is the feeling? How are you thinking? Does that make sense to this overall session? Did that impact last 1 hour?
I really like the way you introduced meditation, actually, connecting it with intermittent fasting. I think that's what it is, right? Meditation is all about not thinking of past, future, and all the waste thought that we do, right? And that gives you a lot of energy to be in a moment. That means present.
Amazing, Sandeep. Thank
It
you so
really
much.
helps you a lot.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and I think somewhere we get stuck with the words. Looks like meditation is difficult, and sit and say oh and this and that, right? It's nothing like that. You're just sitting with yourself. That's it. Just sit with yourself. Think about without any distraction, of course. So close your door and just be with yourself for 30 minutes, or go outside wherever you think you can be focused, and give yourself 30 minutes. That's it, and automatically meditation will happen. So thank you, Sindhu. Thank you for picking that. Yeah. Anyone else want to share anything?
Yes, sir. I just want to add one point. So as you rightly said that sitting with R, it is not that easy task. That's what I can able to say. It's very, very difficult task unless it at least it takes some time. But focusing ourselves is also one of the challenging things in this society. So yes, once we utilize this method, we can focus our success path.
Amazing. And I think we have to remember that Sadhguru's thought that if you are not happy in your company, there's a big problem. You have to fix it, right? So this is for all of us, right? So it's very important that we should be happy in our company. So try that. At least you should try, and we all should try and see whether we are happy in our company or not. If you're not, then again come back to your coach. He'll help you. Yeah, great thing, Sindhu. Anything else, guys?
Yeah, I think that's a great term which you use, Vineet, and I was not aware about that term, that meditation term, and I think it was a key takeaway from your.
Amazing. Yeah, intermittent fasting for the mind. I'm sure Ashish is going to write a content on that video. Yes. Yeah, that's how I think we should spread, right? If only one guy is saying, then it doesn't spread, right? We all should, if you like, we should go take it forward. All right. Any last thought, or is it a good time for us to wrap? Awesome. Thank you so much. Raj, you want to share any last thing? Any one line? How is the feeling?
No, overall it was a great session actually. So I'm very happy to be part of this.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming, and keep coming, Raj. I think as she said, one time it hardly makes any difference. Keep coming, then you will gradually see the difference.
Sure, definitely. Yeah.
All right, guys, and have a nice remaining Sunday, and be ready for your Monday blues tomorrow.
I think Sindhu can take snap.
Yeah, I can take one snap. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's show some energy.
Energy. Yes, guys, come on.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vineet.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you,
you for
everyone.
joining.
Thanks all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.